morning. It is Saturday, August 17th. That would be 49th day on trail. Got about 30 miles to Oregon, I think. I was looking at gut hooks last night. Woo, today is going to be a tough ass day. Because we came all the way down to, about 300, 200 feet all the way down. And then to climb to Trout Creek campsite, we climbed about 1,000 feet. Then today, I think we're at 1,200 right now. We got to climb up to 3,000. So we got an 1,800 foot climb. Then we plateau. Then we got another 800 foot climb up to around 4,000 feet. And then go down a little bit, and we got another 800 foot climb up to close to 5,000 feet. So it's gonna be a tough day, a lot of climbing. So we're all the way back down. Ended up camping at Trout Creek. I took a little video this morning because we didn't get to the campsite till about 7:30. Pretty much set our tents up. I camped with Fairweather and Grateful Goat. Pretty much just ate, went to bed. And there was a road pretty close to the bridge, and heard a few cars, but nobody stopped. And it was sunny and beautiful this morning. Now it's clouded up. Typical Washington. Did this yesterday. And then it rained for an hour or so, and then it got sunny and beautiful again. But I talked to somebody yesterday, and they said the forecast was supposed to be nice all the way through next week. But up here, it changes by the minute. So, that creek wasn't cold enough to soak my ankle. Wouldn't have done any good. It did swell up over the night, but it's not too bad. And this is my left one. Of course, my right one's healed. The one I had issues with, now it's the left one. Doing exactly the same thing, basically tendonitis. Those top ligaments. But it's not hurting, so. And typically it hurts less on climbing. But that's my thighs that get all that work. Thighs and Achilles tendons. And my Achilles tendons, I think I do have a little tendonitis in there, but that's typical. Not too bad. So, this morning, Fairweather and them left about 30 minutes before me. I had some service last night, so I was on Facebook and Instagram and checking my YouTube channel. Hell, I didn't go to bed till midnight, and I slept till 7:30. Never woke up. So it's 9. I hit the trail at 9 this morning. They left about 8:30. But anyway, they told me about before you cross the Bridge of the Gods, you're on the Washington side is Stevenson, Washington. And there is a town there that is very hiker friendly. It's not a tourist town like Cascade Locks. And they were going to stay there at the roadway inn. They checked it. They said it was very hiker friendly, had a hiker box. They said actually the owner of the hotel stocks the hiker box with stuff for hikers. So it's so close to Cascade Locks, you can do both. You know, go visit Cascade Locks. So I'm going to stay at Stevenson, Washington, until I get these ankles healed up. I don't care if it takes a week, because this has not been fun for probably the last, 3 to 4 weeks. I mean, the beauty is so awesome, but when you're in pain every day hiking, it sucks. So I got to get these healed up and then make a decision, like I said yesterday, where I am going to flip, because I am doing the Sierras. So I'm going to either have to skip Oregon or part of Northern California. And I've got recommendations on both. Some people say skip Oregon, come back and do the whole state next year. Or Skip NoCal. Some people didn't like Northern Cal, but that's also, they're starting from the desert. So they've already been in California for 1,700 miles. It probably gets old. I think NoCal's the place where people really start questioning why they're doing this, and it's the spot where a lot of people quit, the northbounders. So anyway, I got to make that decision, but I got time for that. Or I could do a couple weeks Oregon, and maybe get to Portland, catch a bus to when it's closer to, like say, beginning of the second week of September, and start heading to Tahoe. I need to get in touch with my buddy Don. He may or may not meet me there for a couple days, but we'll see. All right, I'm gonna get hiking because I'm already climbing, and we'll check in later. Well, I made it up to the first climb, our first mountain climb. Whew, it is humid today. It's probably close to Alabama AT humidity without the heat. There's no breeze today. If that wind was breezy like it has been, it'd be all right. Man, it was hot coming up that, whatever it was, 1,200, 1,400 feet. I was just thinking, since I had a little service last night, I was reading some of the comments on my YouTube channel. I want to give a shout out to Thomas Wanders Off. He has been very positive, giving me a little advice on or telling me how he liked, because I'm kind of learning how to do the videos as I go, and he was talking about how he liked how I'm doing the music now, and some advice on the ankles, which, Thomas, I am a stretchaholic. I stretch every morning, every time I stop. Try to at night. It depends what time I get to camp. Like last night, rolling in at 7:30, 7:45, it didn't happen. But yeah, I'm a big stretcher. I don't think at my age I'd even be able to do this unless I stretched like crazy. And I stretch everything, almost every muscle I can. So I appreciate the comments, positive comments. And I can't remember her name. I'm so sorry. It's and I think I mentioned her before. There's a lady that's left a few positive comments. She mentioned I ran into her son and met him. He's out here hiking this. And she's left several very positive comments, so I appreciate that. I'll call you hiker mom for now. And of course I get a lot of comments on Facebook from my friends and family. Like Lisa J, Pam S. Actually, Pam leaves me comments everywhere. I love it. On my YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. So thank you, Pam. And Lisa. And everybody else. Oh, I'm going back uphill. I don't know how many, I didn't count how many different mountains we got to climb today. Because you get to one, it flattens out, then you go up another one. I mean, there are probably 6 to 8 of these. And being humid. Let me get up here where it's flat. I see a flat spot coming up. Of course, you can't tell the elevation. I'm walking in the phone here. And I said this before, of course, you know, I'm like, wow. 40. Hell, I'm like 45 days, no. Can't be mad. 35 days ahead of my videos, so remember, keep that in mind. Like, I think day 14 comes out tomorrow, Sunday, and I'm on day 49. But I still have a long way to go. So I mentioned this before, if there's anything like what Thomas is doing, you know, any positive suggestions about how I'm doing the videos, what you want to see, leave me a comment. I had mentioned where Brian, section hiker I met, said he wanted to see more informative information, since he's a Washington section hiker, and you know, like give mile markers where I'm camping, show campsites, because that's helpful to him when he comes out and does these sections. So trying to start doing that. Now I'm not going to get into like Hurl Goat did every single water crossing he gave the exact mileage marker, because half these water sources, you know, just because they're flowing now doesn't mean they're going to be flowing when you come out and do this, because they're seasonal. But so I'm going to start trying to do that, because for the hikers. And like I said, good Lord, it's just going up. I will try to be a little more informative in my videos. A lot of times I've had a few of my friends mention about what am I looking at? Well, hell, there are so many mountains out here. Hell, I don't know. I'm in the Cascade Mountain Range, man. I mean, I know the big ones like Hood and Adams are near, but all these other ones, I have no clue. I'm sure they all have names. And there is an app. You got to pay for it. It'll tell you all these mountain names. I do know the wilderness areas I'm in. And I know that, like I said, the major mountains, but every single mountain I see, no way I know what it is. Whew. Okay, this is going up and up and up. So, wow, that forehead is a shining. It's so hot I can't wear my hat, sorry. You have to look at my shiny forehead. Oh, that's not too bad. This beard's getting bushy. See ya. It's about 3:30. Damn, it cleared up. Now the sky's getting dark again. I'm pushing 10 miles for the day. Left ankle is killing me. Did good for about 8 miles. Now it's hurting. So I just stopped for water and I checked gut hooks. And I'm getting ready to start climbing this last big mountain for the day. There's 3 water sources on it. There's one in about 3 miles. So that'll put me at about 12 and a half for the day. And that's gonna leave about 12 and a half into Cascade Locks. But there are no campsites. I gotta find a campsite. So I'd like to do 14 and then just have 11 miles tomorrow. Easy day. So that's the game plan. So earlier, when I got back on trail after my noon break, I mentioned a guy had passed me I hadn't seen before. Well, I ended up passing him. He stopped for lunch. And about 30 minutes later, he caught up to me. So we start chatting, and he is a Sobo. So I thought I was the last one. And I'll be blankety blank, blank, blank. He's from Alabama. He's from lives in Hoover and went to Auburn. And I think he went in the Navy. He said he was in the Navy for a while. But back in Hoover, he did the AT a couple years ago. And now he's out here doing this. And he said he started real late because of, I can't remember, job or something there. But he said there are a crap load of Sobos behind me. He said they all, he left them. He's a pretty big hiker. He said he hiked 30 miles yesterday. And he's debating whether to go ahead and push on into Cascade Locks tonight and do some night hiking. But anyway, he said, yeah, there's a bunch of Sobos behind me. He said a lot of them talking about doing big miles to hurry up and get to trail days, which is going on yesterday and today and tomorrow. And he said they all ended up hitching in there because they couldn't do it. So they'll have to hitch back and get on the trail or cheat and just start from Cascade Locks, which I'm sure a lot of people will. Just all depends if you're a purist or not. But that was so cool. First guy I met from Alabama. And he's kind of in the same dilemma as me. I asked him, I said, well, what are you gonna do about the Sierras? Because there's no way you can get there in time. So he is, when he gets to Cascade Locks, and I'm kind of ad-libbing the story. I think he said his girlfriend was coming in, and she's gonna get him down. They're going to Crater Lake driving. And then he's got another friend that's gonna meet, and they're gonna hike southern part of Oregon, so he's gonna skip the northern part. And then he may have to skip some of NoCal, like I've been debating. It's funny, he wants to be, just like me, September 15th, he wants to be starting the Sierras. And then he's gonna do the desert, and then he's gonna flip back up and do whatever you skip. Now, if I end up skipping all that, I'll do it next year. Because time I get back to Oregon, hell, it's wintertime. Oregon gets a lot of snow. But anyways, that was so cool to meet somebody from Alabama. And he'll be in the Sierras same time as me. But, he told me when he started, I was telling him my ankle woes and all that. And he said that's just an overuse injury. He said everybody gets it. The problem is you got to take off time to heal it, which I haven't done. Taking a couple days off doesn't do it. That's why I said when I get to Stevenson, I'm not leaving till these suckers are healed. And but he told me when he started, now I can't remember, he said it was his brother or a friend was going to hike a little bit with him. And I think he said he started the 16th. So that shows you how far. That's like I've been saying, I'm 2 to 3 weeks behind schedule. So he caught me in 2 weeks. I should be near Crater Lake right now. But when he started, that was that period when I was doing Stehegan to Stevenson, limping and hobbling, and I got caught in that 3-day freezing rain. Well, that was going on at Harts Pass when he started. And he said his buddy, you don't always hike together. And I just crossed the road. I want to make sure I'm on the trail. I got to switch arms. So he said they were in that freezing rain, and I guess his buddy, after 3 days of it, turned around or got back to Harts Pass, hitchhiked down the Mazama. And there's a hostel there, and I guess he texted him or they met up or something, and his buddy told him, I am done with that. So he lasted 3 days in that freezing rain, and he's supposed to hike a couple sections with him. Because, I'm telling you, that's brutal, man. So when you see my videos, you'll know what I'm talking about. Walking in ice cold rain for 3 straight days is not easy. And with a bad ankle. But, so anyway, man, I hope it doesn't start raining before I get to camp. So yeah, I've got to at least do 12. I don't want a big day tomorrow. And I got a late start today because I stayed up late playing on Facebook because I had a little service. And it was noisy. I didn't go into all that, but there were some kids out there. And thank God about 10:30 they left because I was about to go out there and tell them to shut the blank up. And so I didn't get my normal relaxed time. Yep, it looks like it's going to start raining. Son of a bitch. Okay, well, I need to get hiking because I'm getting ready to start climbing this big mountain. Oh, and the guy from Alabama, his name was Phil, and his trail name is Filter. He said he got a little bout. He said, like me, he quit filtering for a while when he was up high, and he wasn't sure if he got food poisoning or Giardia. The way he described it, sounded like he was in Leavenworth, and he got sick for 3 days, diarrhea and all that. But it cleared up, so who knows? Now he's back to filtering, and his trail name's Filter. And I've been filtering, of course. I've been low, so yeah, I went a month without filtering. 3 weeks, I think. But I was high. I was 5,000 feet or above. All right, enough blabbing. Got to start climbing. Ooh. Oh, that last water source back there real quick. Oh, Lord, if I was at 12, 13 miles, I'd have stopped there in a heartbeat. It's right by a seasonal creek. And it went through all these big rocks, and there was a big, giant pool right below the campsite. I mean, it was clean, crystal clear water, and it was like 3 to 4 feet deep. You could have just sat in it like a hot tub. But that was only at 10 miles. So, and man, I stink. Whew. Like I said earlier, when you start sweating all day, and this is day 5 from where in the hell I left? Oh, Trout Lake. Oh, I am reeking. Kind of smell like I did up in Harts Pass. So I got in that, I kind of cleaned up a little bit that seasonal creek as best I could. Okay. Lord, there's no way. That's 9 minutes I've been talking. It's impossible. Nope. Can't do it. I can't talk that long. Well, there's nothing else to show you but trees. All right, see, bye. Oh, still climbing this mountain. Just met a northbounder, probably my age, from New Zealand. Very nice gentleman. He was Mr. Positive Attitude. Loved it. He had all his rain gear on. I should have asked him, was it raining south? Because sure doesn't look like it's going to start. Back to the kid from Alabama. I said kid, he was 36, I think he told me. He said, I was talking about, he said all these people he was hiking with, they were younger. And they were all talking about skipping up to Crater Lake to get to trail days. And he said they all ended up hitching from Trout Lake. But when he caught me, he asked me, he goes, you gonna try to push in for the big party at Cascade Locks? And I said, oh, hell no. And he started laughing. He said, me either. And sorry.
All right.
Go ahead.
Oh, thank you.
I thought he was going Sobo. There was a guy kind of waiting on me. So I decided to go on. But anyway, yeah, he said the same thing. He goes, I don't have any inkling of getting in there with all them young kids and partying. And so anyway, yeah, I hope I catch back up with him. He was a nice guy. Enjoyed talking with him. Somebody from your home state. Yeah, he said he hasn't met anybody from Alabama. He said he met a guy from Georgia who's behind us. Not a lot of southern people on this trail this year. Well, at least southbound. They're not tough and used to that cold, freezing weather. Oh, he told me his sister's a doctor. And he started having an IT band issue a couple weeks ago. You know, it was hurting when he walked. And so he called her up, and you know, and it's just like this injured thing I have, tendonitis in your ankles. It's just overuse, you know. And he was wanting some magic drug, I guess. I mean, he didn't say that. I'm ad-libbing now. And she said, Phil, it's an overuse injury. You gotta get off trail. Either cut your mileage down, take a Advil, or get off trail and let it heal. It's all you can do. There's nothing you can do. You know, IT ban is. I noticed mine. I haven't had that issue. They kind of at the end of the night, I kind of rub on them. They're a little tender, but by morning they're fine. So anyway, it was kind of funny. Yeah, just get off trail. And I told him, I said, well, that's my whole damn problem. I said, I've taken 2.5 days off for each ankle, and that's it. to try to rehab them. Hell, I needed probably 4 to 5, 6 maybe. And I'd probably be a lot farther down the trail. So since I'm so far behind, I'm doing that here in Washington or Stevenson. And supposedly this hotel I'm gonna try to go to is, like I said, very hiker friendly, has PCT rates. So if, you know, I can get it like, I don't know, 60, 75 bucks a night, I'm gonna stay 4 to 5 nights and get these ankles ready, because I'm ready. Because it's just not like he was saying, it's when you're hurting, it's just no fun. And struggling each day to do 10, 12 miles, and you know, you get down, grouchy. And I'm here to enjoy this, so especially too when this is not a scenic place, this little stretch. He told me, a lot of people told him, because he's got a, and I say skip, I'm talking about skipping, it's really flipping, because he's coming back to do it all. They told him to do the Trout Lake to Cascade Locks, because it's not the prettiest section of the trail. It's just basically up and down mountains in the woods. Very AT-like. But actually the woods aren't even as pretty as the AT. And you do get occasional view of Mount Hood and Mount Adams and Rainier. I did get a great picture of Rainier, closest I've been to it. All right, here I go again, 6 minutes. See you, bye. One last thing, I just remembered something. It was kind of with it going with that, talking with Phil and stuff and about injuries. And he told me, now he's done the AT and basically the whole state of Washington. That whole, he said, the section between Stehekin and Stevenson, and that's when my ankle flared up, and I was doing, took me 10 days, 10 miles a day, 12 hours to do 10. He said that was the hardest section of a trail he's ever hiked in his life. And that's when I get the ankle flares up on me. And I went through 3 days of freezing rain. Wah, poor me. But I made it. Just toughened me up. I know I can deal with pretty much anything. So learned how to, when you're hypothermic, to get warm. As I started climbing this mountain, wow, this must be a real wet section. Look at all the ferns lining the trail. Must be a rainforest. And I'm gonna excuse the panting because I am going uphill. Man, I passed another campsite down there by the, right past that bridge with the water. That was only a mile to almost 11. So I'm hoping this last water source on the mountain's got a tent site by it. Because if it does, Jimmy is camping. Even though the ankle felt great today, it's just this was really hot, humid. Not hot, just humid day. I said I probably sweat more today than any day on trail. Just from the humidity. And this is a real old forest. I mean, look at the moss is like, or whatever that is that grows from the trees is triple what it normally is that I've seen. And all these old logs that are down are just covered in moss. I know somebody that would like this section. Mary Ann. And she would also like the fungus. They're as big as footballs out here. Some of these mushrooms, I haven't taken a lot of pictures of them. They are, I swear, as big as a football. I took one. You haven't seen that video yet. And I have my foot beside it, and it is as big as my foot. There's some big shrooms. Okay, I'm back. I just ran into a very nice couple from British Columbia. Actually she's hiking. He was just doing a little small section with her. She's hiking from Cascade Locks back home to British Columbia. She said it'd be 900 miles. And her and him did the PCT Sobo last year. And I didn't get when they started, but they said they finished it December 12th. I figured if I was able to do the whole thing nonstop, that's when I would be done in the middle of sometime in December. But we started talking about the tendonitis. No, yes, they went through that, and he went through it. She told me what I'm planning. She said, do it. Take however long you need to do it to get them healed, because you're just not going to enjoy the hike if you don't. And she gave me a couple tips, but I'm kind of already doing that. So, yep. Hey, today's been a cool day meeting people. Here lately, these dolphins don't talk, but today everybody's wanting to chat for a few minutes. She was hiking with her dog too. She had looked like a pit bull, but it was super friendly. And they were getting ready to go that big, I showed you, or tried to show you that big swimming hole. That's where they were heading, so she could get in the water. So cool. I like meeting cool people. Friendly people, like us from the South. Still not sure about these California people. They're a whole different breed. Not all of them. Trust me, some of them been cool as hell, but some of them, they're out there. Well, crossing the road, dirt road. And about to head right back into the trail. See what this sign says. Nothing. Rotted old sign. Okay. Well, it is, I don't even know what time it is, 9:30, maybe 9:45. I'm eating dinner in my tent. I'm 14 miles from Oregon, mile 496. It was a tough day. Had 2 giant mountain climbs and got short of water. I'll tell you the rest tomorrow, but it's getting late and I got to finish my dinner and go to bed. So I am camped on top of a mountain. Started raining, and it's going to be cold tonight. I mean, have no wind cover. It's windy, foggy. Been a rough day, but we survived. But I'll show you the campsite tomorrow, and hopefully it's clear, because I've got views galore, but when I came up, it was completely whited out. So I will talk with everybody tomorrow. All right, peace out.